Thank you. Welcome back to the action. We are coming to you live on ITV4 from the Arena MK. And the first round action of the Unibet Masters, brought to you by the Professional Dance Corporation. Time now to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, from Belgium, and a World Cup of Dance finalist, the winner of 4 PDC ranking events, the Hurricane, Kim Huybrechts. Ladies and gentlemen, from Stoke-on-Trent, England, a Masters finalist, the winner of the UK Open and former European champion. And ladies and gentlemen, the two-time back-to-back champion of the world, jackpot, Adrian.
Alan and John will see us through to the end of this evening's darts.
Thank you very much, Jackie. And a nice match to end it up. Adrian Lewis is the favourite. He's quoted at 5-2 on to win this one. And he's got a good record against Kim Huybrechts. 4-1 in TV appearances. Most recently was last year when they met in this very tournament, and it was Kim Huybrechts who won on that occasion by 10 legs to 4. Whether or not he's going to be able to replicate that, we will see. Lost to Phil Taylor in the last 16 of the World Championships in his most recent major tournament outing. 31 years old, from Antwerp, now ranked number 13 compared with Adrian Lewis's ranking of number 4. As the girls leave the stage, Charlotte and Danielle, if you're interested. Adrian Lewis celebrated his 32nd birthday last week.
Yeah, many happy returns to Adrian. Kim Huybrechts is a fiery performer without doubt, and certainly with the boost of this year's Premier League, we'll be looking at starting the season on a high. Lewis, after that last 16 defeat, Turner Van Barneveld in the Worlds, needs to get back on track in the big games.
130.
He didn't have a great time of it at the Grand Slam either, did he? He didn't get out of the group stages there. He's due for a bit of a run. Here's AD.
Yeah, he always seems to struggle in the Grand Slam group stages. Had a few occasions, hasn't got through the groups. But as we know,
55.
He's a big performer. On many titles, the 2 World Championships, as you mentioned, European Championships, UK Open, 4 World Cups with his good mate, Mr. Taylor.
Yep. And still ranked number 4 in the world. And no matter where your career takes you, you can never take away the fact that he was twice the world champion, 2011 and 2012. And very popular winner he was as well.
Yeah, and as you just mentioned there, John, still remaining number 4 in the world, so that, despite
60.
not getting those major wins, still shows a lot of consistency.
He was 16-1 when the tournament began to emerge victorious here.
133.
It could be a tight match, this one, and the Lewis throw is under big pressure, but that's a good first out, good second. Double 19 for 158.
120.
Not quite.
Well, that was a wonderful setup from Huybrechts. Just for a moment, he may have thought he wasn't going to get a shot at it, but he cleans up the leg with double 18. 1-0.
Fourth time in 5 years they've played in the PDC Masters.
135.
Sponsored this year by Unibet.
I remember rightly as well, the inaugural year, John, Kim Huybrechts averaged 106 and lost in that first round against Adrian.
6-5, wasn't it? Very good match, as I remember. I'm not sure, I wasn't on, I think I might have been on commentary on that one, and it was a tremendous game.
It's one of the highest averages of the tournament to go out in the first round. Crazy.
Started nicely here, hasn't he?
Well, he's had a pretty good season.
85.
On a consistency basis, there and thereabouts, not quite got to the level he would like to get at. But as I mentioned earlier, John, that boost of getting back in the Premier League will make him feel a whole lot better. Good experience as well.
140.
More like it from Adrian. Still awaiting the first maximum of the match. Big day's competition coming up
100
tomorrow.
136.
Who's going to get through and claim a place?
Needed another for double 8.
96.
So Huybrechts, an opportunity for 2-0. Double 14. Down for double 7. Oh, good last start. See what it means to him there.
Nicely done. Winner of this one will claim a place against Robert Thornton, who scraped home in that nail-biter against James Wade earlier on.
I don't think anybody would deny Robert Thornton a win.
Except perhaps James Wade.
Oh, I was just going to come to that, but he knows how tough it's been for Robert, because they are good friends in the same stable. Obviously you want to win your own game.
125.
Lewis just needs to get his shoe in the door here, needs a leg, needs to hold his throw, but he's under pressure again.
140.
Good scoring from Huybrechts, but a good leg from Lewis here at the moment.
81.
And lucky with the last one, you can see the deflection to the right.
That's a great first dart. Fill it up.
140.
Well, that was, for all the world, looking as though it was going to be a maximum.
He's left 140, but you would think Lewis would still be favourite after that visit. But not to be, though.
So Lewis 61 to get on the scoreboard, with Huybrechts nicely poised on tops. Gets the 25, double 18, and there you go. Makes it look almost contemptuously easy when he's on his game, doesn't he?
It does make it look so easy, as quite a few of these top players do nowadays. I can assure you it's not.
140.
You had your moments when you made it look fairly easy, Alan.
140.
Don't do yourself down.
Feels good when it's going in, I can assure you.
100.
Oh, slip there from 80.
26.
That certainly wasn't going in.
$60.
Lewis trying to get back on script. That's more like it.
23.
Well, he's not playing bad, he's not playing at his best. What he doesn't want to happen is Huybrechts get a little bit of distance in the leg scoring. He's got to stay with him.
Well, that's outstanding now. 144 as it hurt.
Not to be. So Lewis back on 72, despite not hitting the heights that we expect. We'll take him level
for a break of throw. Double 12.
60.
Big opportunity missed. Treble 20 for double 10. Oh, that's a bad one because he needs another treble with a second one. So he's missed an opportunity there, John.
Oh dear. 12 for Lewis. Double 6, that's a decent marker, working his way in. Tough now.
9. Here you require 40.
Well, he's made the old proverbial mess of that leg, and he's paid the price. Well, if he'd have won that leg, which it looked all and sundry likely was going to happen, he would have been throwing here to go in at the break leading, but now he needs to take it to stay within distance.
And Huybrechts trying to capitalise on a less than outstanding
99.
first visit from Lewis. Huybrechts averaging just under a ton at the moment. Lewis around about 95.
100.
I know we're only in the fifth leg, but no maximums, because both these players are normally quite big maximum scorers. Certainly Lewis.
Huybrechts, when he's on his game, can be a very heavy hitter himself, can't he?
100. 95.
Handy last dart. So Lewis now with the throw, still with the advantage in this leg, looking to go into the interval at 3-2. No, another 140, that's his fifth.
Well, good score, but wasn't happy because he felt like there was plenty of room there for a maximum to leave him an easier shot out here. But it can still be done.
And he's missed the treble. 16 probably the target. Double 9 now.
65.
Bit dodgy on the doubles.
128.
This one. Treble 20 now for Bull. He needs the ball.
93. You require 18.
Double 9. There it is. That was a big hold for Adrian Lewis. Badly needed that one. Not really firing yet, but he's kind of hanging on in there. But Huybrechts with the break. He'll have the darts when he comes back. And in the last match of the evening, he leads A.D. Lewis, twice the world champion. He leads him 3-2. Welcome back to Milton Keynes. It's certainly warm in here in this big arena, which is absolutely sold out. The last match of the evening, Adrian Lewis against Kim Huybrechts. Huybrechts has the break with the throw, leads 3-2. Neither of them has quite fired as they can. You get sort of the feeling that one purple patch from one or the other could at this stage have a really big impact on the eventual outcome.
Yeah, they're both certainly very capable of it. One dart at the ball for Huybrechts in that last leg before the break made a difference of 4-1 and 3-2, so Adrian Lewis will feel like he's still well and truly in the match, but knows he's not firing on full cylinders yet. Still not the first maximum of the match, but Huybrechts still knows he's leading the match 3-2.
99.
Been a long evening of celebration as ever. That's the Scooby-Doo gang.
58.
Was Scooby actually there, Alan? I didn't notice.
He's gone for a Scooby snack.
134.
We see some fairly scary sights around the darts events.
96.
Nice cover shots. Now Huybrechts for 4-2. He's looking for treble 16, double 12. 16 now leaves tops. Nicely done. 4 doubles out of 6. 67%, which is handy.
Yeah, very nicely done. No maximums from each player. Almost that feeling that it's on a slow burner and ready to explode at any point. Kim Huybrechts won't mind at this moment in time, averaging 100, 4-2 ahead.
Could it be? Yes, it could. First one.
Will it spark Lewis into life? 100. One of the big scorers on the circuit.
He's carrying on. That's nice.
Yeah, a lot of players use that 25 segment. So they're leaving 81, leave 76.
So he's coming back needing 76 now to make it 4-3. Huybrechts, you saw what he made of those, leaves himself on a non-checkout. So 16 now leaves tops for 4-3. Nicely done. Huybrechts with the clean kill, Lewis similar.
That's always a good sign when you see players hitting the double at the first attempt.
58.
Just slowly building the game. The averages have been slow, but slowly rising towards 100, 96 and 98 at the moment.
140.
Fourth 98 now after that visit, so it's getting there.
Yeah, we talked about the need for a purple patch, and you get the impression in this leg that both men are starting to up the ante and crank up the level. Look at this. Whoa, unlucky, just kissed the barrel.
Yeah, it's an important phase of the match. Don't want to leave yourself too much to do in the latter part of the match.
Huybrechts has put himself on a finish, but Lewis needs a treble now to apply some pressure, having to work along the oche and doesn't find it.
167.
Well, we've already seen this finish today. Not this time.
139,
164. That's a great first darts. Another one for the bullseye now. For 164. Oh, just the wrong side of the wire.
Ooh, not quite, almost there. Double 7. Not the easiest double on the board.
14.
Well, Lewis, you would think, will finish this off. 25, 9 to start with, and now the double 8. Double 4. He thought that was in. Reassesses and misses the 4 as well.
40.
Well, the previous 2 legs we saw him hitting the double with the first dart. He messed about a little bit there. Huybrechts eventually gets the job done. Keeps him 2 legs ahead.
He's still got that break advantage.
78.
Close between them in terms of scoring. Huybrechts very much the better on the checkouts, though. 5 out of 10, 50%. Compared with 3 out of 13 for AD Lewis, just 23%, which is not good.
No, he's missed a couple of opportunities. Just keep digging in there.
40.
Looks as though he's controlling this leg now, though.
140.
Only the one maximum in the match so far. Lewis as ever with his fair share of fans in the crowd. Very popular player.
140.
It certainly is. There has been a lot of 140s though. 19 so far, only in leg 9.
83.
So only looking at the setup here. Oh, not a good last one. He knows it.
60.
Tops then for 5-4. Nicely done. He's hanging on in there, but it's now that he needs a leg, Adrian. Huybrechts still with the throw, still with the break.
Important last start there.
Told you that he had his fans in the crowd. Certainly wanting to marry him. It's a big ambition to carry to Milton Keynes.
Coming downstairs for the last one.
139.
So 2 pretty good visits.
140.
Talking fractions, aren't we? He's nearly playing sublime stuff, but it's a game of tight margins, as we always see. That's a good last start from Huybrechts.
Good thinking as well.
Absolutely.
Scoreline. If he'd have stayed on the 20s, he may not have left the finish. That's why he went over to the 18s.
Great last start from Lewis. It's left him on a finish. 136. The break back is a possibility.
64.
Andy last start.
136.
He's in the solid ton.
Here's another of those though. Oh, double 8. This would have been a good finish for Adrian Lewis. Well, it's been a slow burner, but that 136 finish has certainly lit the crowd up. And Adrian Lewis likes it pretty much as well. The score is 5 apiece. Come back after the break for the conclusion of this last first round encounter.
And I wonder how important that might have been for A.D. Lewis. A 136 checkout, and he's back in level terms. That's what it means. He absolutely loved that, Alan.
Well, he almost must be thinking he didn't want the break there. After taking out that 136, his adrenaline will have been rushing. He'll certainly be the happier of the two at this moment in time.
See if he can come out steaming.
96.
He did that last one. I always thought this had the look of a match which was going to go long, Alan, and one which was going to be tight. You know, I know the bookies had AD as the 5-2 on favourite, but it always looked as though it could shape up to be a wee bit closer than that.
It's looking that way. Nobody's really had that purple patch you mentioned earlier on. But Huybrechts has been ahead by a couple of legs on a couple of occasions.
They have just
dug in there.
They've just cranked it up, haven't they? Both of them now are closing in on that 100 average. There's not
54.
much between them, but they're both averaging in the very high 90s. Get the impression that both have got another gear they could go to. Maybe this is the start of Huybrechts finding precisely that. Is he going to break straight back?
It's a good match play battle, isn't it? Well, that's the reason he stayed there. He wanted to hit a treble with the second one, and then a treble 20 with the last would have left a finish.
Treble 18 leaves double 8 now.
79.
And he knows he's got a bit of time. But as a player, you want to hit it as soon as you can and move on to the next leg.
100.
Great visit, but is it too late? Double 4. Double 2. Oh, that target would have been starting to look a little bit smaller after the first miss, but that's an important break. And all that work of Lewis with that 136 checkout effectively comes to naught.
Yeah, hit a maximum.
60.
But it was the previous visits that caused a problem. It wasn't heavy enough on the scoring.
140.
It's okay for a starter. He needs to do it consistently throughout the leg.
85.
See the idiosyncrasies of players. You see that Adrian Lewis, every time he throws, the mouth comes open like that. Look. There we go. Open we go. And you watch
60.
Kim Huybrechts and you see the little tongue chew. Watch. There you go. And again. There.
It's amazing when you watch a lot of the players they do, don't they?
They all
Vincent
have
van der Voort for one.
Yeah, a lot of them have the little idiosyncrasies, don't they? Well, Kevin Painter's the wasp chewer, isn't he?
140.
Ooh, slip there either side of the 19, with all three.
13.
Well, we're going to get another break here by the looks of it. Loads of time, and that's brilliant.
37.
Poor scoring from Huybrechts after taking the first leg after that break.
140, Huybrechts 24.
So is it going to be 3 consecutive breaks of throw? Double 12, that's a loose one. Where did that come from, AD? Let's try again. And that's where he meant to put it.
That's what's called a good marker.
I think it's what's called a marker.
Game on.
It's like playing pairs with mace.
He'll be looking for you later on.
He's always looking for me. You're my partner in crime.
And we'll draw a line under it right there.
Well, as you said, John, had the makings of going all the way, being a tight encounter. It's looking like that at this moment in time. Both players really trying to fire themselves up, aren't they? They know it's important at this stage of the match.
Lewis has cracked the 3-figure mark with his average. He's over a ton now.
57.
Still the highest average of the tournament so far was Gary Anderson, that brilliant performance yesterday.
174.
Outstanding performance.
Beating Benito van der Pas with an average of over 109. And without picking up a dart in 11 or 12 days, he said.
It wasn't just the average, was it? He only allowed his opponent 5 darts at a double.
Tops now for Lewis for 7-6.
90.
Yeah, he was outstanding. I said afterwards when he came off stage, come on, well, I actually used a few more words than that, but come on, you must have been practicing. He said, no, I swear on my kid's life. Double 10. And that's 7-6, Lewis back ahead.
Well, the match has been going to and fro all the way through. Turning out to be a great match play battle.
58.
Good game this one, Alan.
Yeah, they're not players that hang about.
No, it's got a nice aesthetic appeal. Nice rhythm to it. So beautiful dart. Lovely adjustment.
Easy on the eye, hard on the calculator.
Well, it keeps directors and spotters on their toes, doesn't it, when they're moving as quickly as these guys do.
100.
Gives himself 2-6-1. So Huybrechts has got to start scoring like he was in the middle part of this match.
With the break, and AD looking to build on it. Only the 2 maximums so far in the match, both of which have gone to Lewis, but he's on a nice finish on 121.
Oh, that's unlucky with a second one, but fantastic one with a third, because a single wouldn't have left a finish.
20's the first target, now across to 11s. Oh, he's gone the bull route for double 18. Well, it's how you see it. You don't often see it done that way, but done beautifully by AD Lewis. And 8-6, he only needs 2 more legs.
Nothing wrong with that.
15th leg,
And 2 legs ahead at this stage of the match spells danger for Huybrechts. It really does.
And AD seems to have found that purple patch. He seems to have found that extra gear, which we said that both players were capable of producing, and it seems to be AD who's found it.
40.
Well, after leg 8, he was 5-3 down. He's now 8-6 ahead. Averaging 104.
100.
So he certainly had to up it, and he certainly has. So fair play to Lewis.
Yeah, he's moving along nicely now,
48.
and now looking to set it up and move within 1 leg of victory. That's a good adjustment, good second dart and a brilliant third as well.
25.
Nicely done, and he's in touching distance of a win in this leg now.
It was good to see there, despite hitting that 5, he tried to keep the momentum through the next 2 darts into the treble.
Good dart, double 18. Surely a marker which is going to be used.
60.
Well, we can't get much closer than that without going in. Huybrechts way back on 294.
57.
Robert Thornton will be watching somewhere. He's the man who's going to be playing the winner of this one in the next round in the quarter-final. Double 9 now for Lewis, and he still can't find it. Almost too far ahead.
Sometimes that gives you a false sense of security, doesn't it? When you know if you miss,
100.
you're still going to come back to the board, and it can spell danger on occasions.
Double 4. See if he can get it this time. In you go. So he only needs one more now. 9-6. Lewis leads.
41.
6 out of the last 7 legs to Lewis.
Huybrechts has lost his mojo, and he was going along really quite impressively, matching Lewis blow for blow. But then Lewis found that extra gear, and Huybrechts couldn't go with him. He's got one at last. It's his first of the match, but surely you sense possibly too late.
Well, he's got a lot of work to do
125.
if he needs to win this match, but that'll certainly help proceedings at this moment. But he's got to take one leg at a time.
96.
Well, he certainly needed that treble 19 there, but he's not on a finish, so AD is moving closer, starting to set it up, and that is precisely what he wanted. What a great time to throw a 180.
Yeah, certainly moving towards the finishing line. 1-2-1 finish and a maximum in both of the last 2 legs.
So this is for the victory. Tops now. Oh, superb. Wonderful, wonderful checkouts. The double 18, double tops for the 96. And AD Lewis, when he found exactly where the accelerator was, my goodness, he floored it, didn't he? And in the latter stages of that match, looked really impressive. He was just a bit in and out in the early stages. Huybrechts was right with him to 5-all, but in the second half, Lewis just cruised clear. Through into the next round, where Robert Thornton awaits, and he's won the last match of the day by 10 legs to 6.
Adrian Lewis is the final name in the Masters quarter-final lineup. He's beaten Kim Huybrechts 10-6 here in Milton Keynes tonight, and he'll meet Robert Thornton tomorrow afternoon. So here are the results in the second session of the first round matches. Mensur Suljovic was first up earlier on, seeing off Jelle Klassen 10-4. Then James Wade and Robert Thornton played out a fabulous match. Robert Thornton just nicking it with the final leg of that match. Then Michael van Gerwen, a 105 average, but reckons he hasn't focused yet, beating Simon Whitlock, who's pretty happy with his performance tonight. And Adrian Lewis, as we just saw, beating Kim Huybrechts. So tomorrow afternoon we shall be back at 12:45 with this little lot. How about that to get us started? Bill Taylor versus Peter Wright. Gary Anderson versus Raymond van Barneveld. Wow, wow, wow. Don't miss this, will you? Robert Thornton against Adrian Lewis, and Michael van Gerwen against the super speedy, relatively speaking, Mensur Suljovic. And we are chuffed a bit to have Adrian Lewis with us, waving to his adoring public behind us. There we are, they're all taking photos of you. Congratulations,
Thank
AD.
you very much.
Chris
Thank
Mason
you.
up here with us as well. How was that for you tonight, Eddie?
To be honest, I couldn't break his throw. As soon as I lost the throw, I seemed like every time I had a chance, I just couldn't get it going. You know what I mean? Every time, after 9 doors, I was on less than 100, and then just couldn't, just get that break back.
It's difficult, isn't it, coming back after a few weeks off? I mean, it's different players react in different ways. How much have you been practicing?
Well, I've had a couple of weeks off and spent it with the family. This last week, I've had my mate Craig coming up. I've been doing like 2 or 3 hours a day. And then as soon as he's gone home, later on in the evening, I've done another 2 hours. So I've been doing that to make sure I was a lot sharper, which is shown tonight. I think the 136 when I took out there for making 5 each at the second break, I thought that was the turning point.
It was, and we saw your reaction to that, and it looked as though you were fully up for it at this point.
So it's,
there you go. You can watch it again.
That was Looking at that, it looks like grills in the mist. I think. But yeah, like I said, that was a turning point.
How do you feel your game's at the moment? This last season, you were sort of disappointed at times.
Yeah,
we know all about the talent that you've got, and it just wasn't coming together for you at key moments.
Yeah, I mean, last year, don't get me wrong, probably the last 18 months I haven't been at my best, and probably you can see that. But I've reached the World Final. Last year, I've reached the semi-finals of the Premier League. Also, the match play, the 3 biggest ones, I've reached the semi-finals. So. I still see it as it wasn't the best of years.
Wasn't the best of years.
No. You also spent a lot of time on the road doing exhibitions, where this year he's made a conscious decision to try and wind that down and get more rest in between tournaments. Especially with the Premier League, you're away on the Wednesday, play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at UK Open qualifiers or Pro Tour events, and then trying to fit in exhibitions in between that. That's your only downtime, and you just end up with burnout. And literally the last 18 months, he's just not had the energy or the stamina up there to play in a big game. But you've got to strike while the iron's hot.
Where did that decision come from? Was it from you? Was it from your manager, Keith Della?
It was like it was both parties, really. I think Keith knew last year I couldn't keep doing exhibitions, also playing in the Premier League, because that one or 2 days off we've got for the for the 4 month. I think that's vital for make sure you get your rest in them 2 days. Because, like I say, it's 4 months solid. It's week in, week out. The competition's massive, so you've got to make sure you're ready. Simple as that.
And also, if there's a problem with your game, you haven't got any time to go away and work out what is going wrong.
No.
Because you haven't got that time. You can't put them hours of practice in when you're constantly competitive. Competing. They're in that time to do it.
And then what happens is on the Wednesday before you play on the Thursday, you start dreading it. You know what I mean? You start dreading playing, and I think that's when you start thinking, I don't want to be here.
And you'll have plenty of time, of course, after you retire to do all those exhibitions. No doubt you'll be.
Well, I'll tell you what, like Phil said yesterday, it made me laugh his interview. His pre-match interview when he said, "I want to see places I've never seen before." Home. Well, that to me.
It was brilliant.
That was,
and it's true.
Stoke-on-Trent. He just wants to spend more time in Stoke-on-Trent, and why wouldn't he? Fabulous place to be.
Well deserved.
Exactly. You've also said that. Maybe spending a little bit of time off social media, because that seems to affect you during tournaments. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think I could probably have 100,000 positives where probably just 1 or 2 people there just put a negative in my mind, and I just think I tell you what, I just think I don't know what thing really. I just think no, I haven't got time for people like that. I need positive thoughts, not negative. I've been in the top 10 now for the last 11 years since I first started playing, so. It's I don't want people putting me down. I just want to go up there and try to do my job.
Concentration. I've got to ask you, of course, about Phil Taylor's news. Pretty well from Stoke-on-Trent. I mean, what do you make of his news? Did it come as a surprise to you? Are you thinking, he's done this before? What are your
sort of
thoughts?
surprised. I think personally, if he turned up there and say he nailed the match play, for instance, or something like that, he might reconsider. If he doesn't, he's still a legend. He's still the best I've ever played against and the best I've ever seen.
And what sort of influence has he had on your career, would you say?
Massive. When I first started playing, he's always shown me the guidelines. Make sure you go bed early if you've got a tournament the next day. Make sure you do things right. And I think that's played a massive part in my career.
It has. And in terms of the legacy that he'll leave, we all know the sort of level. I mean, you know him so much better than everybody else. How would you put it into words?
I just don't think anybody will ever emulate what he's done. I think 16 times world champion. He's won every tournament at least probably 5 times. I don't think anybody will ever do that. And it's just a credit to know him and you know, for watching him do what he's done.
And for people who aren't perhaps aware, Phil Taylor told us last night that this will be his last year on the PDC Tour. Thanks very much, Adi. Congratulations on your victory tonight.
Cheers.
Thanks to Chris as well. We shall see you tomorrow.